everybody. I have not seen you all week, and that is because I have been on back-to-back shifts. So you join me for a recap of the week as I very quickly do my skincare. Monday was a day off and I spent it doing absolutely nothing, which was bliss. I made some mise and aubergine for dinner that were quite nice. As someone who doesn't like aubergine, it was okay. Would I have it again? I'm not sure I would. But my parents liked it, so that was a good thing. Tuesday, I was on a day shift. I was working on the postnatal ward. We were quite busy. I managed to get 3 people home, got 2 admissions. I had 1 baby that was undergoing quite a lot of investigations, so that was quite a lot to handle. By the end of the shift, I ended up doing like a mini baby clinic, so I did 3 baby examinations. It was all over the place. We were super busy, but managed to get through. Yesterday night I was on a shift and I had the best team on, which honestly makes such a difference. Like, having a good team makes the shift so much more manageable. Postnatal wise, we were actually okay. We had quite a lot of free beds. However, the antenatal ward was completely rammed, like completely full, which meant that one of our bays had to be used as an antenatal bay. So these ladies were having inductions next to people that had already had their babies. So I don't know how they found it, but hopefully we managed to get some movement during the day so that some of the antenatal patients from the antenatal ward can actually go to a labour ward, and then our antenatal patients can be moved over to the antenatal ward. I am back in this evening, so I am currently getting ready for work actually, and I'm pretty sure most of the same midwives that were on yesterday are on tonight as well, so we can continue with the good vibes is what I'm hoping for. And then that is my 3 shifts of the week done. And then on Sunday we are going to cross the tracks. We are also going with Ines and Tyler, and Ines has a few friends that are going as well, so she will be like bouncing between us and then her friends. So that will be exciting. The lineup is interesting compared to last year's lineup. This year there aren't very many people who I'm like, oh, I definitely want to see you. Out of the people I do want to see, Don West, are you kidding me? He is so good. So I'm very excited to be able to see him. I also want to see a little bit of Kokoroko, because we saw them when they were opening for Olivia Dean, and they were so good. And to be fair, I liked their tiny desk before I saw them at Olivia Dean anyways, so I knew I was going to like them. And obviously Lil Sims is the headliner, so she has her big main stage. I haven't actually listened to any of her new music, but Ines said it's not quite her style, so I'm a bit concerned as to how that's going to go down. That is my skincare complete. Now just need to get changed and leave the house. Hello everybody, I have just finished my last shift of the week and we are now going home, and I'm finally on weekend. Today's shift was very hectic, very busy. Came on, had 3 ladies that needed to go home, ended up doing 2 baby examinations, had lots of admissions, so it was a bit all over the place, but we made it out alive, which is all that matters. Right, I'll see you when I get home. afternoon, everybody. It is now Sunday. I thought I would do my video recap before going to cross the tracks. I just want to say sorry in advance. I do have my little fan blowing in my face because it is way too hot. So hopefully you can't hear it too much because I am wearing my microphone, but we never know. So let's get straight into it. Starting off with TV shows, I have started a series called We Are All Trying Here, which is a Korean series that talks about a man who is a aspiring TV director, and he hasn't really had very much luck. None of his scripts have been picked up by any companies to produce his film, and it also kind of talks in parallel about this young producer who works for this very big company. However, she isn't really loving life at the moment, and it basically talks about how their two lives coincide and they become really good friends out of kind of their trauma bonding. It's a very slow, emotional watch, which has been quite fun to switch things up a bit. So yeah, I am enjoying. I think I'm maybe 6 out of 10 episodes through, and I will give you a final kind of thoughts and feelings when I finish it. The only other thing that I have watched this week is a documentary by Seb. For those that have watched my videos before, we already know Seb. He is the rapper that has made the album Backpack, but first and foremost, he is a YouTuber, and he does mainly videos about artists, basically talks about their whole life, how they got famous. Lots of great videos. So if you're really into music, I would highly recommend watching his videos. But he also does some documentaries where he will basically go exploring. So he's done one in Papua New Guinea, he climbs the Kilimanjaro, and this last one he goes to French Polynesia, and it's basically him reminiscing on his childhood, but kind of seeing the chapter of his 20s closing as he's just turned 30, and the documentary is called 30. So it talks about his life, how he feels like he owes himself to make big decisions now that he's turning 30, talks about kind of that transition, and essentially he goes on a holiday so that he can recenter himself before actually turning 30, and it's really interesting. I did cry at the end. I saw everyone saying, oh my god, it'll make you cry, like oh my god I cried, and I was like, as someone that doesn't cry watching things, I was very skeptical, but I bawled my eyes out, not gonna lie. The last like 20 minutes just streaming, and yeah, definitely would recommend watching. It is in French, but there are English subtitles, so you should definitely go check that out. Moving on to music, we obviously have Cross the Tracks that I'm going to this afternoon, so I will film a bunch of different things and you'll be able to see that. Starting this off perfectly actually, I listened to Backpack by Seb, which is a great album. We also delved into my Daju mix because I had been listening to my Summer 24 playlist last week, and kind of to continue on that, we moved on to Daju. Sticking with the French music, I listened to Big Flo et Oli's mix as well to get into those summer vibes. I have also been listening to the Hard Light set list as well as Amane's set list, which are absolutely chef's kiss. And finally, something that is quite drastically different from what I've just mentioned, I've been listening to the Victory Lap radio. It's a song by Fred again, Skepta and Black Boy Max with a Doechii sampling at the beginning. So yes, that has been everything that I've been listening to this week. I hope you have enjoyed this week's vlog, though it is extremely short and sweet. I hope you enjoy my cross the track content, and I will see you next week. Bye.